Hello, everyone. We can get going a little early here. Why not? Why not? It is 30 seconds until 11:30. Happy hump day. Saw a little bit of rain this morning. We got a teeny bit, like an hour of snow up in the mountains. And now the focus is shifting to the cold that is on the way. I'm going to let a few people join. We'll get going here in just a minute. I'm going to start you out with this. Take a look at that. Oh, baby. This is our current wind chills. That is wild. So wind chills are in the below 10 degrees, single digits or sub freezing for what? 30% of the country? That is wild. Feels like 8 in Boston, 6 in Buffalo, 2 in Chicago. Feels like negative 19 in Des Moines. Feels like negative 17 in Kansas City. Geez, negative 10 in Tulsa. I was looking on Twitter and seeing that there was like Tulsa and Dallas feels like negative 4. That's record breaking for the South. Just incredible. That cold is on the way. So if you think it's cold now, it's nothing compared to what's coming. All right, let's see. Great. So this was predicted to be a major snowstorm across the mid-Atlantic. The models did really bad with this storm. Essentially, from Kansas City to Tennessee to Kentucky, they picked up a few inches, but the mid-Atlantic is going to see less than an inch of snow. Northern Carolina, so like Raleigh up through extreme southern Maryland, might get 3 or 4 inches, but this really ended up being less about the snow and more just about the cold that's coming through. Here in Georgia, we're still seeing some snow showers up in Rabun County, Habersham County, but for most of us, it was just a cold rain, and it's already pretty much drying out. So there's still some rain showers over in the Athens area, Gwinnett County, but now inside the perimeter's dry. Metro Atlanta's now drying out, so the rest of the day, about the next hour, it will be dry everywhere. Here's the reason we didn't see snow. It was well above freezing. We're in the low 40s. I think after the rain moves out, we'll jump into the mid to upper 40s this afternoon. So it'll actually turn out not being too bad of a day. We'll probably drop the first alert weather day this afternoon just because there's no more rain. You're not going to see any wind. You're not going to see that cold until around midnight tonight. So we stay in the mid 40s, which again, we've had several days that have been this cold. Highs today, look at this. So even the mountains, even though you guys saw light coating of snow, a lot of that might melt. Anything that doesn't melt will freeze hard tonight. So be aware of that for the mountainous areas. May continue to see maybe some school delays tomorrow because of just the threat of some icy roads up there. But for most of us, we're going to dry out. The wind's going to pick up. So there's no threat of freezing roadways here locally. Upper 40s to low 50s today. So I've overlaid temperatures, on top of the futurecast. So you can see by 4 p.m., most of us are well into the 40s. It's still cloudy outside. It's dry. And then this evening is when it starts getting cold. So we're going to be sitting at freezing by midnight tonight. So it'll really get cold around 8 or 9 is when those temperatures start to plummet. The HER model, which is what I'm showing you, is picking up on just a quick moving line of showers pushing through. That's possible through the overnight hours. If so, that would throw around some flurries, but essentially it'll be dry by the time the sun rises tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is going to be very cold, frigid. I would go as far as to say frigid. We'll be in the teens in the mountains, low 20s to mid 20s in Metro Atlanta, which we've seen plenty of times this winter. But it's the wind, guys. The wind, when it's this cold, it always adds to just the chill factor. And look at the wind gusts tomorrow. Oh, my God. Ooh. In the morning, wind gusting to 40, all the way through the day, pretty much. We might even be put under a wind advisory with wind gusts that high. That's tropical storm force winds, guys. So that is going to be what really makes it unbearable outside tomorrow is the wind, which will be with us all day tomorrow. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, oh boy, it feels like 14 in Atlanta, 11 in Canton, 11 in LJ, 7 in Blairsville, 21 in Athens. And I wanted to show you the futurecast today because it does not get much warmer, even with sunshine returning. With that wind continuing at 5 p.m., it feels like 10 in Blairsville. It feels like 19 in Canton. So many of the northern counties won't see wind chills make it out of the teens tomorrow. For most of Metro, we stay in the teens and low 20s through the day tomorrow in terms of what it feels like outside. So limit your time outside. That is dangerous, borderline dangerous, cold. And then by Friday morning, even though we've dropped the first alert, the breeze continues. Feels like temperatures are in the single digits and low teens. And actual morning lows on Friday will be in the teens. So Friday morning, be just as cold or even colder than tomorrow morning. So we got a big Arctic blast headed for us. Tomorrow, here's the way it looks. Again, mostly sunny skies. Highs barely make it above freezing. In the mountains, you will not make it above freezing. So again, there's a threat for icy roads in those higher elevations. Here's your low temperatures. Guys, we had such a warm start to the month of February that we saw daffodils come up, early budding plants. Some trees started to release the pollen levels were really high. If you have any plants that started to come up, early spring plants in your yard, you're going to want to think about those over the next several nights because we're looking at a freeze every single night. So we're definitely going to see damage to those crops, okay? Look, 18 degrees on Friday, and then even though we jump back into the 20s Saturday, Sunday, we're going to see sub-freezing morning lows. These are the low temperatures for Metro Atlanta, for Alpharetta, which is pretty much, if you live in Metro, your numbers are going to be somewhere around this, okay? So a freeze every single morning for the next 5 mornings. So it is going to get warmer, but each morning will be quite cold through the weekend. The good news is by this weekend, we're right back up into the mid-50s. And Friday, honestly, the winds relax. It'll be 10 degrees warmer. It'll feel a lot nicer outside through the day, especially by Friday afternoon. This weekend, we're back into the mid-50s. Next week, we're in the mid to upper 60s. So spring is going to make a big comeback next week. Just incredible. It'll be 30 degrees warmer by the middle of next week. But just know the next 2 days are going to be very cold, okay? So again, I think we'll probably drop the first alert weather day at noon since the rain is moving out. And then it will continue tomorrow. But the next several days thereafter look really, really nice, okay? All right, guys. I am going to go home and try to stay warm. I hope you do the same. And I'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. on Atlanta News First.